Now, Betty, what are we going to do tonight?
I'm gonna kick some ass!
Welcome to Chicago, where the fire serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Rock and Big Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the true Chicago sports fan cave, this is the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't have to edit that no more, thank God. Episode 91, the Dennis Rodman episode, is brought to you by 606 Media, true Chicago sports fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts. Search for keyword True Chicago and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15 and get your official TCSF shirts now.
Right now.
Ahora mismo. As always, I am Big Z and I'm here with my boy, E-Rock. Hey, yo.
What's up, Z? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. If you are a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review on your listening app of choice. You can find us on Facebook at True Chicago Fans. You can follow us on Twitter at True Chi Fans. That's at True CHI Fans. And on IG at True Chicago Sports Fans. Don't forget, you can support this show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go on over there and click on support, and you can subscribe for as low as 99 cents a month. Hey, do you like the show?
I do.
Are you a fan?
I am.
Then tell your friends, and they will tell their friends, and we can all be friends and listen to sports movies and all types of ill shit together. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special guest. You know him from Mikey O's comedy shows, WGN, and the Kelly Clarkson show. It is the one and only Anthony Fuentes. Welcome to the show.
What up, fellas? What up, guys? What up, guys? Thanks for having me.
No, we need somebody funnier than us on the show sometimes, man.
Well, I'm funny looking and I'm funny, so it's a win-win.
Live and direct all the way from New York. We got a non-Chicago sports fans in the house, man. Hey, what is your baseball team, bro? Tell me.
I'm the worst New York fan there is. I'm a Mets fan.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
God, you know I'm a Cubs fan, right? You see all the Cubs stuff behind me, man.
We took somebody from you last year.
You took a few things from us.
Yeah.
1969, ring a bell.
Bringing up old shit.
Hey, I don't want to hear complain. You guys just won a ring recently, okay? You guys
That's
won a
true.
couple
That
years.
is true.
We've been struggling since 84. What, 86 was the last time we won? So
That's because you got to put cocaine back in the locker room.
I know. I got to call Daryl Strawberry again. Hey, we need you back, Strawberry.
Well, it's great to have you on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank
Z, I didn't get to see you last week, man. How you feeling, man?
A lot better. That fucking 3-day cold just got, man, I literally got sick like Thursday afternoon from the kids. You know, the kids are like, they're confiados. Everybody's all sure that, you know, COVID's over and flu is gone and all this stuff. So they're all next to you sneezing and coughing. I'm like, man, get the fuck away from me.
Like a Petri dish.
Oh my God. So, so by Friday afternoon, all day Friday at work, I'm coughing. Friday afternoon, I get home, I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm just going to go lay down. I chugged like half of a Robitussin bottle. I took some pills. I was like, let me order some food, and I'm gonna knock the hell out. And that's how my whole weekend went last week. And that's why we had to do the Zoom thing. That's why our cadence was off, and our
timing is always off when we do.
Yeah,
Zoom.
the timing. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it just messes up, and then it's a lot more work for me.
I mean,
but
I still do my normal stuff, working on the graphic and doing my writing and stuff like that. So it don't bother me.
yeah, I know.
Except I honestly I hate the Zoom. I hate how our cadence, and like you said, cadence and timing is always off because we can't talk over each other. I can't yell at you. I have to wait for you to finish talking.
Probably the only good thing.
I know that's your favorite part. It's like, look, we're going to keep our distance.
As long as I keep talking, you can't interrupt me.
That is
That's
true.
very true. Very true. I hate Zoom shows.
Oh
We
my
had to
God.
do Zoom shows during the lockdown. That sucked.
Yeah, of course. You don't have that immediate response, and you need that for
and then
comedy.
you don't have like half the faces you can't see.
Yeah.
People got
Yeah.
on mute. So you can't even hear them laugh. You're like, am I being funny? Or?
I mean, I will say during pandemic, I mean, there were a few comedians that were very creative about it. Kevin Hart had the special where it was kind of like in his crib.
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze actually did a show. It's on Netflix. I mean, I think it came out last year, but he did a show outdoors and stage, and that was really cool the way they did that. The funny thing is that every like 5 minutes a chopper will come across, and everyone's just like looking up, like they're not looking for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but that, again, you just said it. Kevin Hart, you know what I mean? Ain't no one paying to see Anthony Fuentes on Zoom. You know what I mean? They're like, Anthony who? What the hell am I paying Zoom for?
You're like, yeah, he's the guy who makes McTacos.
Yeah. They're like, didn't he cut my grass last week? Is that the same guy, honey?
Well, look, it's great to see you again. I think we first met you at the Comedians versus Cops softball game.
Yeah.
We announced up there, and that was a lot of fun. I mean,
That was a blast.
We were taking shots at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't matter. Bro.
We asked Mikey O, do we have any rules? He's like, no. No. He's like, you can go after everybody. I'm like, oh, thank God.
And we did. I mean, we definitely did. I'm like, there's number 7. What's his name? Who cares? All right.
Well, it was funny because Mikey O asked us to do the game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all about a good cause. That's freaking awesome. You know. And then we get there, and these cops are all like, all professional.
Yep.
Fucking
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are, like the best of the best gear and shit. We got like freaking Kmart t-shirts that Mikey O gave us. I think I was wearing jeans. I switched to sweats when I got there. I was like, shit, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at some point you were running around with your pants around your ankles.
Yeah, but like four of the comics were like obese. I was one of them. We're like breathing heavy, just getting to the field. I'm like, what? Yeah, I knew we were gonna lose. We lost bad. They spanked us really bad.
Well, I mean,
but I bought them a dozen donuts. I tried everything.
You tried bribing them. Yeah.
And they ate that shit and then fucking still fueled up.
Yeah, I did it for a reason. I was like, well, I could get cool with them now if I get pulled over later. Remember this face. Remember this face.
Yeah, that's right. How was your week?
Man, look, first week back on vacation, we went down to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. Very touristy, like I said. I mean, it was a little bit different than what I expected, but we had a good time. And yeah, man, this first week back at work was so busy. It's been a blur. We're just getting geared up for a lot of the shows that are coming up. I'll be in Milwaukee at the end of the month for the Midwest Gaming Classic, and like I said, I'll be in California and in Atlanta in June. So, we're just gearing up, getting ready for all that stuff. Working on these games and just out there having fun, man. It's cool. Now that, like I said, now that we're able to do a lot of these events again, it's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be a crazy year for us.
Can you tell us what's going to be released?
Can't. That's
classified?
Nah, that's an NDA right there.
That's classified?
Yeah. If you want me to if you want me to keep my house, I'm not going to do that.
Confidential.
Yeah, man. And that's just what it is. I mean, it's funny because every once in a while the pinball nerds out there will figure it out and they'll be like, I know what game it is. I'm like, you don't. But it was funny because we actually did I don't know if I mentioned before, but we did an April Fool's prank where we did we did a April Fool's prank, and on the Stern Facebook page, they released graphics of Frasier. So, we do a lot of, we do Jurassic Park, Munsters, a lot of these themed games, Star Wars, Mandalorian. So they basically, the graphics department took one of the old pinball photographs and photoshopped Frasier on the outside, and it was like, fucking Frasier pinball? What the hell? And I mean, like, if you're smart enough, you could see it was just another game. The graphics were terrible. You could see it was all stretched out and shit, but some people fell for it. As a matter of fact, some of the distributors called the company and says, when can I pre-order these?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So people wanted to buy a Frasier pinball game?
Distributors will get any game that they can get their hands on because people will buy anything right now. During the pandemic, no one had shit to do. So what'd you do? You did things in your house. Everyone got into home edition in their house during the pandemic.
Everyone was home playing with their balls.
There you go. There you go. Clacking them together. So, I mean, pinball just blew up in the last 2 years even more, especially with games like Ninja Turtles came out. You get your younger audience in there. We had released Rush Pinball at the end of last year. You got some of your older heads come back. So, I mean, like, it's a crazy industry right now, and it's just super popular. So, we're just out there having a good time and playing pinball and learning about pinball and meeting new people. It's a lot of fun, man.
That's pretty dope. Do you watch Frasier? Did you ever watch Frasier?
Here's the thing. So before we came in here, I showed you the museum that is the basement down
Which
here.
is fantastic. That's
Thank
really
you.
dope.
And
I'm living here now. I just
He's like, you don't know it, but I moved in already.
and I ain't paying rent. I'm a squatter.
No, but you see, I have the Cheers pinball cabinet. So I watched Frasier, but I'm definitely a Cheers fan. I've seen every episode a bunch of
Cheers
times.
is classic.
Cheers is classic, and Frasier is the spinoff from that. I've watched Frasier But every time I watch Frasier, I want to go watch Cheers again because
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see Frasier's interaction with the other characters.
Yeah.
So I have watched Frasier, but I'm like religious watcher of Cheers.
Yeah, I love Cheers. I can watch Frasier. I can't. I try.
It's hard.
No.
Frasier is like the modern time MASH. Remember MASH?
Yeah, I remember MASH.
I like MASH though.
I liked MASH back in the day, but now that I'm 41, I'm like, all right, I'm over MASH. But MASH always used to come on at like 3 in the morning. That's how you knew it was 3 in the morning.
That's how you knew it was time to go to bed.
Yeah. And then Frasier took over in the modern times. Now they play that at 3 in the morning.
No, I don't. Frasier was not for me.
No,
Not for that.
and it was definitely a specific crowd for something like
Yeah.
Frasier. Funny enough, I actually, do you remember Taxi?
I love
Yeah.
Taxi.
I love Taxi.
That's
so,
a classic.
And that one, so the funny thing about Taxi is that I actually have, so we were looking at the record collection out there. You know that intro song for Taxi?
Yeah.
When he's driving, actually driving the cab? That's called Angela's Song, and I have the record where that's on.
Get out of here.
Swear to God.
Really?
Yep.
That's
It's dope. It
That
is
is
so dope.
Yes, this has become a music section. No, I mean, if people
So we
that
know
been
he likes
on,
musicals. He has musicals.
he loves all types of music, from musicals to
pretty dope.
to Dr. Dre.
That's good. That's good.
Oh,
to
I got
be-
everything,
to
bro.
expand, man.
You know
gotta
what?
listen to it.
You know what I'm going to show you before we get out of here today? I'm going to show you my comedy collection.
Oh, I'd
You'll
love to see
appreciate that,
I'd
man.
love to see that.
But ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Spring is here, and maybe you need a fresh start. So let me tell you about a great opportunity with our friends over at ACSI. With over 50 expert technicians in the Chicagoland area, ACSI offers a one-stop shop for telecom wiring, whether residential cable installation, fiber to the home, or commercial structured cable wiring. ACSI is a proud partner of Comcast and Astound, powered by RCN. Fans, let me tell you the most impressive thing about ACSI. The ACSI crew did their thing during the COVID-19 pandemic, and ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year award. The best part is that ACSI is growing bigger and better than ever. ACSI is now hiring for field sales, technicians, and project managers. Check out acsi.tech. That's acsi.tech and click on careers to apply today. ACSI is an equal opportunity employer.
Go get you a job.
Please go get a job. If you're going to squat on my couch, you got to have a job, bro. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go apply today.
This week, we're going to do a little roundup of local teams in the loop. And in the bottom line, we're going to talk about opening day baseball. I mean, I guess we'll include the Mets fan since you're here.
Man, I don't. Again, you guys are acting like we make a difference. We haven't been relevant in a very long time.
Since that Cubs Mets series.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we did meet you guys in the series. That was a playoff series.
That was a good series.
So we got all that plus stirring the pot and what you looking at. But first, this is the Big Three with Big Z.
Thanks, E-Rock. I'm Big Z, and you guys are not.
Nope.
Now for today's stories. Story number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins, a standout at Ohio State and former first-round pick of the Washington Commanders, passed away this past Saturday, according to CBS Sports NFL insider Josina Anderson. He was 24. Haskins was struck by a dump truck while walking on foot westbound on Interstate 595 near Fort Lauderdale. Florida Highway Patrol spokesperson Lieutenant Indiana Miranda confirmed the accident was fatal.
Yeah, so this is a crazy story. I mean, Haskins, you know, like you said, he was originally a pick of the Commanders a few years ago, first-round pick. He was a standout at Ohio State. He literally has all the records in Ohio State for passing. I mean, he had 50 touchdowns in one season.
Ohio State, because you know they're cocky.
Nah,
they want the.
I don't care about. But look. This is what I'll say about Haskins. Justin Fields reached out. C.J. Stroud reached out and basically said, "Look, without him, there would be no us." I mean, Justin Fields originally playing in Georgia, transferring over to Ohio State. Dwayne Haskins, for those who don't know, he beat out Joe Burrow. And that's why Joe Burrow ended up going to LSU.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And I mean, he was a very, very good college player. His game just did not translate to the NFL, to the pro game. So, sad story. I mean, he's only 24 years old. He was signed by the Steelers last year, and he was a reserve backing up Big Ben. And I think that there was a lot of hope that he would be able to resurrect his career to be able to do something in the NFL, which he was not able to do when he first came into the league. So, unfortunately, young man passed away. Funny enough, we talked about this a little bit before the show. Mitch Trubisky, the new Steelers quarterback, was the one that invited him down there with a bunch of the other Steelers players to go down there and practice. So, and it's crazy. I mean, if you've been in Florida, you see how weird their highways are and stuff like that. I'm looking at the picture here. It looks like he was crossing an actual expressway.
Yeah, it says interstate, so that's an expressway.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
It's crazy. I don't know what was going on there, but
was there not a way to avoid crossing that interstate?
I don't know. I mean, here, look at the picture here. I mean, this is like
that's
this
a highway.
looks like
That's
1994.
like crossing the street in 94.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what happened here. I mean, obviously, you can speculate all you want. Crossing something like this,
that makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
That sounds like it could have been like you were talking about
intentional,
earlier. It
possibly.
could have been intentional, which is sad, but.
Yeah, and I mean
24. Wow,
and
such
a standout in college. So that's the one thing that kind of like sadly enough, just because we've experienced a lot of this, at the time, like just seeing friends of ours pass away, deciding that they no longer wanted to be around. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's not the case in this occasion. But young man, 24 years old, really sad. Adam Schefter's initial tweet mentioned that he was struggling in the NFL, and a lot of players came out and says, "Why would you mention that? That's bullshit." Talk about the man, not about what he did in NFL, what he's struggling. Yeah. Because here's the thing.
We don't know.
Now, a lot of people got upset about that Schefter brought that up. But at the same time, if you said how great he was, you would have never thought twice about it. But because it has a little bit of negative connotation, people did get a little bit upset about that. But, it is a sad, sad story. I was really hoping that he would be able, because he's a big guy. He was a very good quarterback in college. He just didn't catch on the way that he would have liked to, and a lot of us would like to, too. So, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some lighter news. Story number 2. An accident led a Los Angeles woman to become a millionaire. Motherfucker, never happens to me. CBS News reporters La Quedra, because it's spelled in Spanish, but she has the Edwards' last name, so is it La Cuadra? Like, whatever. She was purchasing her typical lottery tickets when a stranger accidentally bumped her, and she ended up winning $10 million. The California State Lottery told the outlet that Edwards was buying a ticket at the grocery store in Tarzana, California in November when a stranger accidentally knocked into her, and she was selecting her scratchers. She ended up selecting a $30 scratcher instead of what she usually bought. She was irritated at first because she wanted to buy a handful of smaller priced scratchers. So this is just fate.
100%.
Wait. So she got hit by the car.
So no. She's at the scratch off machine where you can pick which ones you want, right?
Got it, yeah.
So some dude bumps her, so she actually hits the wrong button. So she wanted to like a $2 one, ended up picking up a $30 ticket.
Okay, so it was like a bump, a person bump.
Yeah, a bumper bump, not the other kind of bumps.
Holy shit. Yeah, right? Because she'd be broke. She wouldn't have the $10 million.
Right. she wins $10 million because someone bumped her to push the wrong button.
Yeah.
That's talking serendipity like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Are you a lottery guy?
You know what? My father he still runs numbers, La Bolita in New York.
No shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
So everything is to deal with numbers. You tell me you have a dream, and what number was it? And he plays that number. Yeah, everything's a number fan.
Okay.
That's the funniest shit.
That's a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's a Puerto Rican.
That's a Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Superstition.
Oh
like
my
crazy.
God.
Dad, I got my foot wet, man. What time is it? 3:30. I said, well, who got to say numero? What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time.
Yeah, I'm pissed about my Jordan. You're worried about 3:30. I hope you don't win, you bastard. Now I'm mad.
Yeah, but if he does win, he buy you some new Jordans. You'll be all good.
Yeah. But the thing is, he runs the banca. The numbers ain't like they used to be back in the day.
No.
No.
No, all the people who run numbers and play numbers for him now, they're like his age, 85.
Oh, wow.
So, they're playing with the Social Security check. So it's the funniest shit. Because, hold on, let me get this number. Hey, Juan, let me play 4 or 5 with 10 cent, 20 cent combo. What the hell? So you're playing 30 cents? What?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's funny because he's
like, here's your quarter. Ya cállate.
Yeah. I won. Oh, yeah. Toma tu peso. Here's $1. I'm happy you won. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, we do believe in lottery.
I didn't know people still did numbers like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
And it's funny
here's the thing. You know what because gambling is legal in most states now.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, it's just like weed. I mean, like we talked about this before. I mean, could you imagine a world, especially when you're a teenager back in the day, where like one day I'll be able to walk into the weed store and buy weed at the fucking weed store. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Where are you going to get the best deal? It ain't the weed store. It's from Billy down the street.
Yep.
It's the same thing with running numbers.
Yeah.
It's
But
the same
it's
thing.
not. It's like I said. It's a lost tradition.
Yeah.
Because now he went from like having video stores and all this to a parked car in the projects in Brooklyn. On Park and Broadway, and it's funny because he'll buy these cars just to park in them and sit in them during the winter. So I'm like, Dad, you got a Lincoln? Yeah, me la compré. It's a nice Lincoln. It's a '98. I'm like, man, it's in good condition. When do you drive it? No, I don't drive. I just move it when I have to.
That's a mobile office.
Yeah, that's my mobile office.
Yep.
He's got 2 cars. I kid you not. He's got 2 cars. And someone offered him like $3,000 for one of them because it's like an '06 Honda. And he's like, no, I need it. For what? You know what I mean? Like half your people can't even walk down the stairs. So like you got like,
He's like Venmo with the 30 cents to me.
They won't even know what Venmo is. You tell them Venmo, they'll be lost. Like my dad doesn't even have like Facebook. He doesn't. I had to explain to him how to set up his voicemail on his phone, and it was the funniest shit ever because he didn't understand that. So I told him, tell your friend to just tell you how to do it because I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
So when I called him again to check on it, it's like, you have reached the voicemail box of, and you hear a guy in the background, tell me your name. Tell me your name, Juan. And he's like, what now? Yeah. Juan Fuente. I'm like, oh my God. Dad, just stop.
You should have just went into his account and did it for him.
Yeah, I should have.
That's like in Meet the Fockers. Like, I don't want a chimichanga.
Yeah, basically.
All right, story number 3. Oh, man, this story's been hot for 2 weeks. Will Smith has been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. This stems from him going up to Chris Rock and slapping him in the face after his wife gave him a dirty look.
So you know what really happened is that he went up there, he slapped Chris Rock, and the Oscars like, keep your ass out my fucking stage.
Yeah, basically.
This is ridiculous because Jada's come out recently and said, I don't need a man defending me, this and that.
Except that look she gave.
Right.
Yeah.
Will Smith had you can't win.
No.
I mean
here's the thing. First of all, for him, I'm a comic. I do this full time. And, there's times our job is to push the envelope. That's what a comedian's job is.
Yeah.
We say what's on everybody's mind. Who's scared to say it, we say it for you.
Exactly.
We're a voice of the people.
Which is why it's funny.
Exactly. Right. He roasts everybody there. That's what a host does.
Yes.
You roast. And then, you see Will Smith, he gets mad. He's laughing at first. He's cracking up. The joke
he was cracking up. He was cracking up.
Funny.
Yeah.
Then he saw his girl give him the eye. We all got that eye before every day. That eye that puts a fear in your heart. And you're like, I'm dead when I get home. Take the punishment, bro.
Yeah.
You laughed. It would have been a yell, like, oh, like maybe she would have smacked him real quick. Tate quieto, why did you laugh? But instead he
she
decides.
probably just would have slept with someone else.
Or yeah, she would have been like, do you want me to call August again?
September,
Some shit
December,
like that.
November,
Yeah.
everybody.
Exactly.
The whole block's coming over.
Yeah. But then you go
Every
on
month.
stage and you go up to Chris Rock and you smack the Holy Spirit out of him. Like he smacked him. He came from down under. It's one thing when you have the hand in the air and you come down. He came from down under. He brought the hand up.
Look, hold up, because that slap was weak as hell. And this is the man. This is the man that played Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that was the intent. I think he didn't want to.
I think he had instant regret the moment he
hit
started
that
walking the
smack.
stage. I was like, shit.
Nah,
now I got to
didn't.
do
He
something.
didn't you see him after he smacked him? He did the Wild Wild West walk.
Yeah,
Did you see
yeah.
that? He tucked his hand in his pants.
Yeah.
And he like limped. I was like, damn. If it had been me, listen. If you come on stage, I love everybody. I'm a good guy. I try to be nice to everybody. I love making people laugh. But if you approach me and you smack me like I owe you money on stage. I'm a Spartan kick your ass off that stage.
This is Sparta.
Yeah. I'm Spartan kicking you off that stage. That's
No, what this reminds me of, and I'm a big wrestling fan, is when fans come out, and they think it's real. Like he's talking crap about my city. Don't talk about my team.
Yeah.
And they jump the rail, bro. That's a 6'6", 300-pound man.
There's no more rules when that happens. Yeah.
Then there's videos of these wrestlers beating the shit out of the fans. Bro, that's not your arena.
No.
So don't do that. If you have comics, do not interrupt them.
Yeah.
You're going to get roasted.
Well, that's my thing. It was a joke.
It is.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock instantly apologized. Come on, man. He told him, hey, it's not a big deal. It was just a joke.
And he had another one.
still
He had
on
another one in the
stage.
chamber.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he had one in the chamber for it too.
And it wasn't the first time. We talked about it a little bit last week. It wasn't the first time that Chris Rock took shots at Jada and Will.
No.
You know what I mean? It wasn't the first time that Jada took shots in the face.
I would have gone real low with it after he did that. I would have been like, yo, that smack. It almost sounded like when August was smacking your wife's ass.
Right.
How you like them apples, you know?
Oh yeah.
But now here's the thing, though. Will Smith gets banned from attending the Oscars. That does not mean he can't be nominated. It doesn't mean that he can't win.
Does he really give a shit, though?
No.
Do these actors really care?
But
Honestly, if you
here's
pay
the one
me-
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing that really kind of pisses me off about the whole thing. Number one, Will Smith is only the second black man ever to win an Oscar, especially for a lead actor in a movie, after Denzel won a few years ago, right?
Okay.
Number two, you're talking about what the struggle is for people of color to win awards, and especially these white-dominated award ceremonies. And number three, it was against another black man.
Yeah.
Like that's what drives me crazy about the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like fucking, Ben Affleck and what's his name, Matt Damon slapping each other around. Okay, fine, beat each other up. That's the thing that drives me nuts about it, because you're talking about a man who was the goofiest rapper you ever seen in your life. Talking about parents just don't understand. And now he goes up there, plays Serena Venus' father, another very monumental person in history when we talk about the landscape of another white-dominated sport, okay? And he goes up there and wins an award, and it's completely overshadowed because he did some dumb shit. Yeah. All that does is give people that don't have that melanin in their skin fucking fuel to their fire. Be like, look at this black-on-black violence, guys. It's bullshit. That's the shitty part to me.
I guarantee there's a white host next year too.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't know. I think at the same time, too, can you imagine if this whole shit was just set up by the Oscars? They're like, listen, ratings are down right now. Will Smith, we're going to need you to smack the shit out of Chris Rock.
Chris, you're going to have to take one for the team.
I mean, think about it. He sold out every arena that he's doing his tour since then.
Right.
Exactly.
And Will
he's
Smith,
added more
let's be
shows.
honest,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Will Smith won the award because I think it was more of a touching story about Venus and Serena Williams. He did a great job as the dad.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. When's the last time Will Smith had a global box office hit?
I mean, most of his movies hit pretty hard. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The last time.
I Am Legend. I mean, like
I Am Legend is what I can think of.
And how long ago was that?
I was like over 10 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since then, he hasn't been really relevant in theaters.
'Cause
he
he
came out with Suicide Squad. That bombed.
But he wasn't. Yeah, but I mean, everyone in that movie bombed. He wasn't like the star of that movie. It was
That's what I'm saying.
Ensemble.
He's not even a star no more.
He used to be the 4th of July star.
Yes,
You knew his 4th of July. He had a movie.
That's because of Independence
Day,
Yeah.
and then he had Wild Wild West.
Hancock. Wild West.
But here's the thing you got to remember too is that once the Me Too movement started happening, what big movies were there? You think about, like, let's say 2005. Every raunchy, dirty comedy coming out, it was filthy. You don't see comedies like that no more either. No comic movie. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, we got she stripped naked. Huh?
Yeah.
That shit don't happen no more. Like it really doesn't. So I mean, your big blockbuster movies are usually comic book movies. You know what I mean? And that's where you're gonna get those hits. He doesn't have that character.
But that's what I'm saying. He doesn't do it no more. So I think in his point, if Oscars paid that motherfucker enough money, if my movies ain't really hitting no more, and the Oscars say, hey, we're gonna give you $20 million, smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Hey, Chris Rock, I love you, bro, but you about to taste the Holy Spirit today because I'm smacking you for that $20 million.
Chris Rock is making that tenfold.
And he's making it tenfold. He sold out every arena.
And I guarantee he gets a Netflix special.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah, the last movie that probably got some good reviews. I mean, good reviews, meaning that people actually saw it, was probably the newest Bad Boys for Life. But even then, I didn't see it.
I still haven't seen it.
You guys
did decent. It didn't do like global hit.
Right. And then you had Aladdin a few years ago. I didn't like
garbage.
That. Yeah. And then fucking Gemini Man.
Exactly.
And
garbage.
I was looking forward to see. I haven't seen it yet, but I mean that was the one. Yeah.
It bombed at the box office.
Right.
Garbage.
We're talking about Will Smith used to be the $20 million man. Remember that? He was getting like $20 million per movie.
Yeah.
Once Independence Day hit and all these great movies, Hitch, all this.
Yeah.
Now he's barely heard of. So I, at the same time, though, either way, it's not. I doubt they would do that. I just think it would be funny if they set that up, but I doubt they would do that because there's a lot of kids, younger people, generation that look up to Will Smith.
Yeah.
So to see your behavior on stage and act like that, you're showing them, hey, it's okay to get that mad because someone makes a joke. And instead of pulling him aside as a man, like, hey, man, I didn't appreciate the joke.
Right.
You go on stage and cause a commotion and drama. and smack them.
And then you still look stupid.
And you look dumb.
And that's like I said. I mean, considering the fact that it took so long for that to happen, for another black person to win, a black man to win an Oscar,
and you tainted it.
And that's the thing, is that no one even remembers that.
Yeah,
no one even remembers that. You know what I mean? Because look, the other movie that I remember that he was in was that movie Bright, that Netflix movie about that when he was a cop with the other.
And that was another porqueria. That was good.
It was okay.
It was weird. It was weird.
But that, it just goes so, like, you got to give comics more respect. Like, there's already enough shit we deal with, and the way things have been escalating lately, you see videos all the time, a comedian performing somewhere and the audience member gets out of pocket and disrespects a comedian when he's trying to do a show, and that is the most annoying thing, because I'm here to bring you laughter. If you can't take a joke and it bothers you that much,
go watch a movie.
Walk the fuck out.
Go watch a Will Smith movie.
Walk out. Go watch a Will Smith movie. Smack yourself. Like, I don't need you to be on stage crying to me. And now, by you doing that, you're showing all these other audience members they're going to get froggy and try it. And that's why I say, if you're feeling froggy with me, you feel like you had a bowl of tough guy with a cup of courage to go with it, you know what I mean? Then holla at your boy. Come on stage when I'm on stage. And I promise you will get Spartan kicked off that stage. I will Spartan kick you, and then thank you for letting me Spartan kick you later. That shit was crazy.
And your TikTok will blow up.
And my TikTok, and then I'll sell out every arena.
There you go.
Mikey O, let's set it up.
There you go.
Hey, Mikey, you need security. Me and you'll be there for security.
There you go. There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Big Z, and that's news to me. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you will be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yes, sir.
This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Z, what's going on at the Madhouse on Madison and the Chicago Bulls?
The Chicago Bulls, they fucking suck right now. That's what they do. The Bulls, the first months of the season, the Bulls were the league's feel-good story. January 8th, 2022, the Bulls are 26 and 10 in first place in the Eastern Conference. And then the dream disappeared, brother. They have been playing like crap so bad that in their last home game, they were rained down with boos at their home finale.
It's rough to watch them right now. Because here's the thing, and I talked about it when I talked about the Cubs and the White Sox. For a matter of fact, they peaked too early. That was my bottom line last week. They peaked way too fucking early, and they're missing Lonzo Ball. They have all these damn injuries, and they're limping into the playoffs. I mean, the fact that they secured the 6th seed at all was a miracle. It was.
I predicted them to be a 4 seed at the beginning of the year. They dropped down so many games because of the injuries and the inconsistent offense and unable to rebound and close out. It's been horrible. It's really been horrible. Zach LaVine had a little bit of comment after the game. It says, to be honest, they should boo. It's embarrassing. We're a really good basketball team and we're not playing like it. The fans know that. We know that. It's understandable. We understand that the fans have our back, but we need to play better. I'm sorry, bro. You suck. Like, I don't want to hear, and we disagreed last week about the whole All-Star game because he hasn't been an All-Star and all that stuff. But I'm like, if you're hurt, your knee's hurt,
Nah.
I don't care about the All-Star game. I care about you making it to the playoffs and you getting your payday. Because if you blow out your knee.
He blew out his knee years and years ago. But you, as anyone would know, anytime you have a injury with a joint, it's never really gonna go away.
No,
right? But that's what I'm saying is that you, like I said, you look at the fact that he's just now starting to get some recognition as a really good player in the NBA. You see him with that commercial with Mountain Dew. You see him with there's a couple other commercials. He just got his shoe deal with New Balance. Mm-hmm. This is a young man who's finally starting to make his way as far as being a celebrity, being someone that's known in the NBA, right? So I mean, like. And like I said, you're not talking about someone who's like a 7-time All-Star. You're talking about 2-time All-Star. He just barely starting to get his recognition in the NBA and in pop culture. So I'm not going to fault him for going out there because don't forget, you're talking about a guy who's up and eligible for a max contract right now.
He's going to get the max contract.
He's going to get the max contract.
Whether it's here or somewhere else.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Now, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll go to the Knicks.
Oh, someone's awake. Someone's awake.
Here's my thing. Listen, what does he play, the 3 or he plays the 2?
He plays 2 and 3.
He plays the 2 and the 3. Zach LaVine is an incredible basketball player. To come back from an injury, period, like that is amazing. You know, that being said, he had a great year last year.
Oh, yeah.
But we're in an era where a lot of these players get hurt very easily, if you notice that. A lot of these players this season has been pretty crazy this season. You look at the Lakers, you had Anthony Davis out for almost the entire season. You had LeBron out. You would have thought the Lakers would make it. They didn't, you know? You also got teams like Miami who are playing fantastic one moment and then lose 5, 6 in a row they lost?
Right.
They're fighting on the sidelines,
All they got to do is play the Bulls.
You know? But here's the thing. I would rather my team, as a fan of basketball, I'd rather my team struggle before the playoffs than not struggle at all.
Get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Every team's going to struggle. If you look at any team, unless you're the freaking, the 97 Bulls that went 72 and 10? But let's be honest. You look at these teams, right? Every team is going to have a struggle in the season. You know? Would you rather them struggle ahead of time, or would you rather them struggle during the playoffs and then lose a series?
But here's the problem is that why they've been struggling the whole second half of the season.
Very true. But you look at, like you said, you had injuries like Lonzo Ball.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's
not coming back.
He's done.
He's very critical to the team. He's not a producer offensively, but he's a producer when it comes distributing the ball. He opens up the floor.
Plays
and he's
defense.
a great player to have on your team because he's a monster on defense. You know what I mean? You look at, you got Zach LaVine, you got DeRozan, 2 great offensive players. You guys picked up Tristan Thompson, which was also pretty decent.
It's a decent pickup. It's good backup.
for
For backup, yeah.
But you guys need a good big man. You guys are missing a good big man.
We need somebody who's got some balls.
Who's got some balls. And the thing is, they say it's not a big man's game anymore. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Look at the 3 top MVP candidates, all big men.
Yes.
Joel Embiid,
Joker.
Jokic,
And Kevin Durant.
And you got Giannis.
First of all, Kevin Durant is like 110 pounds soaking wet. He is not a big man.
No,
okay? I weigh more than Kevin Durant.
But when he's engaged, he plays defense.
Well, yeah, but you can't even really include him in the MVP picture because he's missed so many games himself.
Oh,
but you're talking about, but you're right though. You're talking about Joker, who should be the MVP. Yeah. I mean, he is the first.
I don't know. Joel Embiid had an incredible game last night. 41 with 20 rebounds. Right. Come on, bro.
This man right here, if I'm not mistaken, he was like 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 5,000 or 500 assists. Youngest
guy to do it.
The first one to do it since like Jordan or some shit like that. Like you know what I mean? And this is a guy. My favorite meme that I saw on Facebook this week was him as a kid, and this 13-year-old kid with fucking man tits just sitting there like hunched over, like I wonder if a girl will kiss me one day. And then this motherfucker goes out there. He comes into the league. He's a little bit overweight. He goes into the pandemic. He sheds a bunch of weight, and now he's the gangster of the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
You talking about? And don't forget a guy like Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's a fantastic player.
Great player.
Hey. You want to talk about a big man? Let's talk about Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh my
Karl
goodness!
Anthony Towns, the guy who won the 3-point contest, okay, who has been striving to be the best big man shooter of all time. Okay, we don't have anyone like that. Vucci May wants to be out there popping the threes.
No.
You know, he can't shoot. I mean, that's the problem is that you look at their defense is not good enough to overcome the fact that they're not shooting well, and then they can't score right now, and they're all out there losing by 20 and 30 points. Even when you see them start to fight back, And this happens all the time. This has been the problem all season. They either get up by 20 and then barely squeak it out at the end of the game, or they get down by 20 and then they barely waste so much energy in the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth that by the time the end of the fourth quarter comes, 5 minutes left, they finally tied the game. End of the game, they lose by 10. They run out of gas too quick.
I mean, it's again, you got to look at when you guys first started, there was a great chemistry. You had all your players in sync. Nobody was hurt, but you guys still have always needed a big guy. You're missing that big man.
And they tried to do that with Vooch.
Right now we're playing 4 guards and Vooch.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, because even you look at some of the fours they have, they're still small guys. I mean, Derrick Jones, the strong wind's going to blow him away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For
real. And even if, let's be honest, look at the East and look at the West right now. The East right now, I don't see, aside from Philadelphia or Miami, I don't see the Nets making it to the finals.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't see it.
But they're what?
Kevin Durant,
they got to play in the playing game.
I mean, they finally got Kyrie back because Kyrie's able to play, but does Kyrie make that big of a difference in the team? No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. So he's consistent. Yeah, he could drop 30, and so can Kevin Durant. But the rest of that team is trash.
Now that you bring up Kyrie,
and you still don't even know if you pretty much ain't got Ben Simmons.
No, he's done for the year.
So you don't have Ben Simmons, who would have been great defensively, but you don't have a great defensive player.
No.
It's just like the Lakers. Everybody was so excited about the Lakers. Oh, we got the Lakers. Got Carmelo Anthony. They got Dwight
Howard.
Dwight Howard. They got Anthony. Yeah, okay. Half of your team are has-beens.
Over 35.
Carmelo said it himself at the beginning of the year. It's win or bust. He never had intentions of playing next season.
It's like a 2013 All-Star team.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the Lakers did that before, too, with
Gary Payton and
Carmelo Anthony.
And Kobe.
I mean, Carmelo, Gary Payton. It's the same thing all over again. And you look at the rest of the teams, like you said, with the Bulls being hurt, you got, the Hawks haven't even had the season they had last year. They had a way better season last year. Every team in the East is struggling. But you look at the West, you got these teams like Phoenix Suns.
They look good.
Golden State Warriors.
The Suns are winning it.
I really hope they
do.
I hope they do.
Even
I like
the Warriors,
CP3. I think he deserves a ring.
Even with the Warriors, Steph is out.
Exactly.
Steph is out.
And Clay's been out because Clay was out last
He was out
game.
for most, but I mean, like now, because Steph has been having a fantastic season until he got that injury.
He was MVP bound at the beginning of the season.
So let me ask you, we talked a little bit about Kyrie Irving, okay? Yeah. Being a New York guy, I'm guessing that you're probably a Knicks fan?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Knicks fan.
But being a New York guy, you understand, you can follow a little bit what's going on with Brooklyn. Yeah. What do you think about that whole Kyrie situation?
Listen, here's my thing. I think the league has to understand, if I own a team and I'm paying my players, I'm paying them millions of dollars to play, there has to be an exemption rule. You know what I mean? He's on the court. It's not like he's in the stands. He's not in the audience. You know what I mean? He's on the court. Now, I think they should have had a meeting, get something together. Hey, do you think it's valuable to have him on the court? Should we, accept that? That being said, though, it goes both ways. You're getting paid millions of dollars
to do a job.
There was people who were police officers who had to get the vaccine. You think they wanted to get it?
No.
Hell no, but they did it because they had to provide for their kids. So what are you saying? That you don't have to, but it's okay that they have to sacrifice? What kind of message are you sending? I'm better than you, so I don't have to get the vaccine? I get where his whole argument, you don't know the long terms. It doesn't matter. Bullshit. Your job is to go on the court and play basketball. If you don't want to play basketball because of a vaccine,
take the year off.
Then you should not have to get paid. Mm-hmm. Why should I have to pay you to not do your job?
Yeah.
Because you're in your feelings.
It's similar to what the NFL was. It on the Bears? Is it Hicks or who took the year off?
So no, that was wasn't it Eddie Goldman?
It was Eddie Goldman. He's like, I'm not going to take. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to take the shot. I don't want to be around it. I'm going to take the whole year off.
I'm not going to screw my team. Exactly. I'm going to take the year off.
He took the year off and then he came back and he got COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. Go figure. I mean, either way, it's really petty. You screwed your team over. Because of that, James Harden didn't even want to be in the Nets no more.
Right.
So now James Harden left. I mean, for me, it's blessings. I'm happy as hell because I'm a Knicks fan. So screw the Brooklyn Nets.
Being a Knicks fan, what do you think about your team?
It's hard to be a Knicks fan. I'm the worst New York fan there is. I'm a Mets fan, a Jets fan, and a Knicks fan. Ooh. Exactly. Oof, indeed. I never get freaking happy in the off season.
No.
I never do.
No.
It's always that, you guys with the Bulls were like, oh man, who are we going to get? With the Knicks, I'm just like, oh God, who are we going to get?
Yeah, you get everyone from the Bulls.
Yeah, he did.
no,
You had
we
Taj
got half the
Gibson.
Bulls.
You
Yeah.
had Derrick Rose.
We got
Tom
freaking-
Thibodeau.
We got Thibodeau. That's what I was saying. We got Tibbs. We got Derrick Rose. We got Gibson. But here's the thing: the Knicks, we have the potential to build something with this new guy taking over. I mean, he made pretty good moves already in the first year. I like Fourier. I like
Obi Toppin.
Obi Thompson. I mean, Obi Toppin is good, but the problem is he's not consistent.
No.
He's more of that guy that's just fun and flashy to watch. But, we got all these guys. Randall's been struggling this year. He's been having a horrible season, which I expected because I was like, you kind of had a fluke last year. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Yeah.
But we have Rose. We have all these guys that could potentially help us. The problem is we don't have a star. We don't have a star.
That's kind of the Bulls' problem right now too, because realistically,
But you guys got DeRozan and Zach LaVine. I would kill for DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
That may
we
be
have
true.
Burke.
But can you win a
that-
championship?
Half the players on the Knicks, let me tell you this.
Neither one
half
of them
the
are number
players on the
ones.
Knicks can go to a corner store bodega in Brooklyn and nobody know who the hell they are. They would just be like, mira, ¿qué hace este moreno aquí? Why is he here? Are you here around me? And he plays for the Knicks. That's how bad it is. You know what I mean? Like, we have no it factor. And you guys do, because you can lure even bigger names when you say, hey, look who our starting lineup is. We have Lonzo Ball. We have DeRozan. We have Zach LaVine.
We haven't had that since Jordan.
Exactly.
But the
Well, yeah, you did, because you had it when Rose.
You had Derrick
in his
Rose.
peak.
But who
Yeah.
came
And
over?
Butler.
But those were all drafted here.
Yeah.
Everybody was drafted here.
So was Jordan.
Homegrown.
Jordan was homegrown.
No, I'm saying, like, that Bulls team was, well, yeah, I know what you're saying with the
Yeah,
Bulls.
so was
but,
Pippen.
But now these guys are not homegrown. They're traded for.
Yeah.
They're free agents. We had that problem where we could not sign a top tier free agent for a long time.
Very true. But like you said, you guys drafted most of those players.
Yeah.
And that's still an it factor. Because
yeah.
if you look at Golden State, what got Kevin Durant to go to Golden State?
They were winning.
the fact that he couldn't beat him.
And why were they winning? Because everybody they drafted was killers. They drafted Klay Thompson. They drafted Steph Curry. They drafted
Draymond.
Draymond Green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all those guys like Iguodala wanted to play with Golden State because you got some talent.
It's like his
Bulls got
fifth
some
run with
talent.
them.
Yeah. Bulls got talent.
Yeah.
But when you look at the Knicks, you have Dolan as an owner who's a piece of shit.
Yep.
He's garbage. He's kicking out veterans who used
Yeah.
to play and made a
Yeah.
name.
Charles Oakley, yeah.
Charles Oakley, who's a vet. Nobody wants you there. But you have to deal with that kind of ownership. We never make good moves in the draft. The one time we tried to make was when we got Porzingis, and Porzingis was still trash, and we got rid of him. So it's like nothing.
He couldn't stay healthy.
Listen how bad the Knicks are. We had an opportunity to get Carmelo Anthony at somewhat the peak of his career, right? When he was with the Denver Nuggets. It was his last year with Denver, and he said, I'm a free agent next year. I would love to go back and play back home. Because why? Didn't he play for Syracuse, right?
Yes, he played for
For
Syracuse.
the Orange,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
The Knicks, all they had to do was shut the hell up and wait till next year, and you'll get Carmelo. But no, my Knicks decided, no, you know what? We're going to do a better move. We're going to get rid of half the talent we have to get Carmelo Anthony, who's going to sign with us next year anyways, and then turn to trash the next year.
Yep.
We had a great squad. We had Amari Stoudemire.
Yes.
We had some great players. We had Gallinari. We had great, and we got rid of half the talent to get this cocksucker over here to be at Madison Square Garden and do a fucking video montage of you're coming home. Well, guess what? He came home and didn't do shit.
Yep.
We didn't win shit. We didn't do nothing. We went through 6 different coaches in his era because he was blaming the coach every time. Oh, I don't like D'Antoni. That's the problem. That's why I can't play. No, you can't play because you're garbage now.
You don't like
All you do
D'Antoni.
is catch and shoot.
D'Antoni's all about offense, run and gun.
Exactly.
That's why they got him for him.
He sucks at defense, but we went above and beyond to get rid of him. And all those guys who left the Knicks ended up doing great things for different teams.
Yep.
So we make these dumbass moves, and it's so frustrating to
All right,
watch.
so I got a couple things for you.
Yeah.
Number one, the problem with DeRozan and LaVine, neither one of these guys are really a true number one.
They're a 1B.
Yeah, they're a 1B.
They're a 1B.
Right,
I'll give them that.
that's the problem is that, and neither one of them play defense right there. Neither
Nope.
one of them are two-way players.
You're right.
You know what I mean? That is the biggest problem. None of these players are two-way players
No.
at all on this team. You know what I mean? Because Io has definitely done a really good job of acclimating to the NBA. But like I said before, I think his problem now is that this is the longest he's had to play in a season because he's a rookie, right?
And he's also on the number ones, which means he's playing a lot more defense, expending a lot more.
Just playing a lot more in general.
Right.
Then Kobe White. I mean, he's so
Streaky.
streaky. I mean, you see him back
Yeah,
and
he'll
forth.
play a couple games good and then be garbage.
Right. So now here's two things. I questions I got for you. Is there any way that we see Thibodeau stay with the Knicks next year?
highly unlikely. And this is the problem with the league, though, not with Tom Thibodeau. I'm so sick of this because I was just talking to somebody about this. I'm sick of seeing sports teams in general. You don't even give your coach an opportunity
To turn it around.
It's horseshit. How do you get rid of a coach just because he has one bad season? The list goes on and on. You can even go to the Bears. Y'all got rid of Lovie Smith. I feel like it was way too early. I'm gonna tell you why, though. I'm gonna tell you why. He got you guys to the Super Bowl against the Colts. I remember that. You guys had a few couple years after that was good, but then there was injury plague all over. You had Devin Hester leave the team. Why? Because he was mad that Urlacher was retiring and he didn't like the way Lovie Smith got treated. Because these coaches never get an opportunity. You look at D'Antoni, like you said, D'Antoni's a great offensive coach. He goes to the Knicks because one player complains, you get rid of him. Same thing with LeBron and when he was with Cleveland.
Oh, God.
How many coaches did they go through? And here's the problem. You're doing that to these coaches. Meanwhile, these young guys coming into the league are saying, well, I don't got to respect the coach.
No.
I'm here. I'm in charge. You ain't shit. So guess
they
what?
do the
I
same
could
thing
get
with
you.
players.
I could get you fired. You know what I mean? So now the coach doesn't even have that respect
Well,
coming
the
into it.
NBA is a players' league. They
is.
run it.
Yeah.
It is. But it's sad though because you sit there and look at. I'm gonna show you what consistency and listening to your coach can do. Craig Popovich, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Has he ever left San Antonio? No. Has there ever been speculation of him leaving San Antonio? No. Why? Because they stayed loyal to the guy who was loyal to them. Yeah, they only have, 3 rings together as a team?
That's more than some other teams.
Exactly. But you know what? They
more
haven't
than
had
most
good
teams.
years in the last couple of years. Did they sit there and say, oh, blame Pop? No. Why does every player respect Pop on that team? Because Pop is the coach. You know that if he goes up to higher and talks about you, you might get traded.
That's a team culture. That's a team culture.
Coach. That's the problem. You guys, these teams, I love Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau's a great coach. Does he push his players too much? Yeah.
Yes.
That's his problem.
Here's the
He
thing. with
runs them into the ground.
He does.
Thibodeau wears out his welcome.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
the thing.
He does.
That's the thing.
He did
is
it in
that if the
Minnesota.
players don't like you, you know what I mean. But I'll go back to the Steelers. You look at an organization over the. You got
Tomlin
you
has
got
been there how long?
Tomlin. You got
Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher, and you got Chuck Noll.
Yeah.
In the past 40 years, this one team has had 3 fucking coaches.
You see the respect they have for
That's
their
what I'm
coach.
saying.
It becomes an
You see-
institution.
You see that bond between coach and quarterback. You know, Big Ben and him had a bond that was unspoken.
And that's why I'm thrilled that Trubisky went there.
Oh yeah,
That's why I'm
I think it
thrilled
was
that
good for
Trubisky went
Trubisky.
there.
I think it was
100%.
really good.
All right,
You know?
so second thing I got to ask you.
Yeah.
Because you did mention that you're the worst New York fan, being a fan of the Mets, the Jets,
and the Knicks.
So why are you in here in our studio with a fucking Yankees hat on?
I lost a bet 4 years ago.
Hey, what kind of bet last
Okay,
that
listen.
long?
Did you shoot Derek Jeter?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I would shoot him right in the ass cheek, and I wouldn't apologize. Screw you, Captain.
The Yankee Clipper.
Here's the thing. Being a Mets fan in New York is hard as shit. It's basically being the nerd of high school because everybody wants to pick on the nerd, right? All my friends are
Sounds
Yankee
familiar.
fans.
We went to Lane. They're all nerds.
Okay, there you go. All my friends are Yankee fans.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I was in basic training when the Yankees met the Mets in the Subway Series back in 2000. Right? Mm-hmm. I didn't get a single letter the entire time I did. Every time at the end of the night, Joe Sargent would read your last name, and he would throw your envelope on the floor. That's your mail. Right? One night, all of a sudden, Joe Sargent got a ski. I'll never forget it. Starts yelling my name, Fuentes. I look at the guy next to me. I said, "Shit, the Mets lost the World Series." He looks at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? What are you, freaking mind read or something? What are you, freaking, Walter Mercado? How the hell you know this shit? And I tell the guy, I said, I guarantee every single letter there is from them pricks back home talking shit because the Mets lost the World Series. Sure enough, I shit you not, I get into my room, I open the envelope, bristles of a broom. Hey, give this to your Mets because they got swept. Newspaper clippings. I'm fighting for the country, and these cocksuckers are sending me letters of how the Mets lost, and I should be ashamed. So it's been hard. So we were doing real great one year. I really honestly thought we were going to make it all the way. And my buddy, I was fine with it, though. I was like, if we don't make it, we don't make it. But, of course, one of my friends who's a Yankees fan starts running at the mouth. Oh, man, your Mets are going to choke, right? Your Mets. And, you get that moment of pride. You're a Sox fan, you're a Cubs fan. You get that moment of pride, like, screw you.
Yeah.
My guys are going to make it. And I got courage. And I was like, you know what? Screw you. I bet we do make it. And he's like, all right, what do you want to bet? And we're like, you know what? Money means nothing when you're a Yankees or a Mets fan. It's more about pride. So I was like, well, screw it. If my Mets make it to the World Series, you're Yankee. You got to wear Mets pink gear for the entire season. And my buddy upped it. He said, I'll tell you one better. if the Mets don't make it, you got to wear a Yankees hat until the next time the Mets make it to the postseason.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So it's either put up or shut up. You know, my asshole got real tight. I started sweating. I started cramping on my left leg. I'm like, shit, I'm cramping. Shit's going down. I'm about to lose this. But I said, you know what? Screw you. You're on. You're on. And here we are in 2022, and I'm still wearing a Yankees hat. So thank you, Mets.
Golly.
I appreciate you for being amazing. You
That
cocksuckers.
is amazing.
So I'm gonna pull for the Mets this year, man.
Wow.
We got a good squad.
yeah.
I'm praying this year because we got a good squad. We have Lindor. We got DeGrom. We got freaking what's this kid's name? Alonso.
Pete Alonso, he that homer the other day.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We got a good squad. But
He's a really good hitter.
I never get happy as a Mets fan. I never get happy as a Jets fan or a Knicks
Well, you're not gonna be happy as a Jets fan.
because the Jets are even worse.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I never get too happy because I know now, after wearing this freaking hat for the last 4 freaking seasons, that it's never going to go well if I get too happy. That's why I never got happy when everybody's like, oh, the Knicks are in first place. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not happy. And the one fucking time I got a little excited and I posted on Facebook, and then we lost, 7 games in a row after that. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
So did you want to keep Baez on your team?
That was, yeah.
I really did. I really did.
That was a great
But I
combination.
knew he wasn't going to stay. I knew he wasn't going to stay.
Yeah,
I
he's there
knew
for the
we
money.
weren't going to keep him.
He wants his money.
Listen, our job as Mets fan, Mets, the Jets, and I hope you guys are listening, whoever cheers for them. Mets, the Jets, and the Knicks, we like to just screw with our fans' minds. They like to screw with the fans' minds. We got Brett Favre for the Jets. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was so excited. Got us to the AFC Championship
Yeah.
game. I was like, holy shit, next year's looking good. And then we got rid of Brett Favre. And what did we do to make it better? Oh, we got Mark Sanchez, the greatest interception
Butt
thrower
fumble.
of all fucking time.
Butt fumble.
Yeah, and we had to listen for 3 seasons to Rex Ryan talking to Mike and say, hey, Mark Sanchez is our quarterback. Mark Sanchez, because nobody believed it. And that's how bad it is. You know?
I'm wondering if Mark Sanchez had really beautiful feet.
No, I just probably.
You like that?
Oh yeah.
You like that?
It took me a second. Oh, like, oh man.
Oh man, well, I mean,
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard being a fan.
Well, come over to the Chicago side. Cheer for one of our teams.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even trying to persuade one. I said pick one of our teams.
Yeah, man.
well, you know what's sad? This has been the history of New York because Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York, right? February 17, 1963.
Yep.
Oh,
Right?
shit, okay.
Yes.
Well, when someone beats your team that many times, you remember everything about them. Trust me. Okay? All right? So think about that. Brooklyn born and then goes to Chicago and shits on the Knicks for 7 years straight? He shitted on us?
He loved playing at the Garden.
Well, of course, because it was the worst time for us because we're the ones that suffered the most. He loved making us suffer.
Oh yeah, and if you had Spike Lee and all the celebrities, and they would talk shit to him, and I was like,
and Ewing was a fantastic shit talker too.
Oh, he was. I'll never forget my most traumatic moment in life was when the Bulls are playing the Knicks. I think it was John Starks got a steal, throws it forward to Patrick Ewing. I watched Patrick Ewing's big giant ass go to the hoop, and I'm like, he's all alone. And out of nowhere comes Michael Jordan flying, like if he jumped from half court and made it all the way there, and then smacks the ball out of Ewing's hands. That's heartbreaking as a 16-year-old to have to see that.
I mean, here's the thing though.
It's hard.
To be fair, Michael Jordan's middle name is Air, so I mean, you had to see that coming.
His
I mean,
nickname,
Ewing
his nickname.
didn't, but you know.
Yeah. It was been like that. Then we had the moment where what was it? Thompson got blocked like 5 times in a row by every Bulls player. I
Yeah.
swear. I think Phil Jackson walked off onto the court, put a jersey on, jumped, and blocked it himself. That's how bad it is.
Was Phil Jackson on the last Knicks team that won a World
Yes.
Series?
Yes,
championship,
1977.
World Series?
Yes.
that was the last one.
There
Yes.
you go. So that means that's probably even
and then what
sweeter
did
for
the
him.
Knicks do? We hired the Zen Master. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody was so happy. And I remember I got happy because I was like, Phil Jackson, he's going to make something happen. This motherfucker was falling asleep during scouting, bro. They found him falling asleep. We got the.
Excuse me. That's called meditating.
Yeah. I thought we were getting Phil Jackson. I didn't know we were getting senior citizen Phil Jackson. I didn't know we were getting Alzheimer's Phil Jackson.
Wait, you talking about with that 7-inch high seat that he used to sit on that you
Yeah.
couldn't tell?
Yeah.
He got worse hips than me.
That guy, man, it was hard. But yeah, the Knicks have suffered. We suffered a lot.
Well, I got one thing to say is cheers to the Knicks.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You've had some great teams, and unfortunately, Jordan was in your way.
No, yeah. Jordan was in the way.
Jordan was in the way of every
The NBA,
team. I mean,
yeah,
like,
the
if he
NBA.
hadn't retired, no one would have won anything.
There's a lot of Hall of Famers that retired without a ring because of Michael
That's
Jordan.
right.
And that's how you know he's a GOAT, because he stopped people from getting rings.
Facts. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. I can't stand the bastard, but he's still one of the greatest players of all time.
Oh, I'm sorry, the.
Calm down.
Not one of
The.
them.
Calm down. There's been other
He
greats.
is.
There's been other greats.
Great, other greats. But at the end of the day, there's only one number one.
I'll say it like this. I'll give him that because you look at everybody as a kid, even now. When you talk about basketball, you mention Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played in 20 years.
And he hasn't
Right.
played in 20 years. So,
And it doesn't. And you're right. You're right. It doesn't matter what team that you root for, what team that you like, what your favorite player is. You're 10 years old. You know who Michael Jordan is.
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And all you've seen is him and his.
People
his
are
big
still
ass-
wearing his sneakers.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
He changed the world.
No, let's rephrase that. People stand in line
Yep.
waiting for his sneakers.
People, I remember on our day, because
yeah.
people would get jumped.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you would go home walking barefoot.
Yeah. People get shot over that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That and your starter jacket.
See, we would jump you for
I still
the
got my
opposite
starter jacket.
reason, just for wearing Jordans because we hated them. We're like, oh, you want to wear Jordans? Now walk home barefoot, you bastard. How you like that?
Like, here's a pair of Patrick earrings.
Yeah. Here's a pair of Ewings. You want the Marberries? The Stephon Marberries?
Oh,
Starberries, remember them?
Starberries.
Starberries.
So you want to watch a really, really good documentary. There is a documentary about Starberry, about Stephon Marbury and his
I
shoes
love Stephon Marbury.
and how much he's loved in the Asian market.
Yeah, because he was
It's
one of the first basketball
yes.
players to go to China
Yes.
to go play.
And I mean, there's a whole spend the time. Any sports fans needs to do this. Spend the time and watch. I forget. It's probably on YouTube. I know I saw it on I think Netflix a while ago. But the documentary about Stephon Marbury, about how he came up, about his career in the NBA, and how much more loved he is in the Asian market for his shoes, for everything he's done over there, and they just absolutely love him, even with that fucking star that he tattooed on the side of his head.
Stephon Marbury is the Michael Jordan in China.
Yep.
He really is. People love him. He was one of
100%.
the first to leave the NBA and go play in Asia. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, he's been very successful.
Imagine how hard it was for them to stay Stephon Marbury. That's hard as shit. The one player that goes there and he's got a name like that. That's hard as
I didn't think about it.
Yeah. Can you imagine going to Puerto Rico to play? They wouldn't understand shit.
El Estefan?
Stephon Marbury.
Stefan.
Mira, Stephon Marlboro. ¿Tú sabes Marlboro? Ese yo creo que es dueño de los Marlboro cigarrillos.
Yep. Talk about sponsorship.
He's the owner. He's the owner of the cigarettes. Yeah, but Michael Jordan will be the greatest of all time. I hate when people make the argument of him and LeBron James because that's completely false.
So now that we talked about something very interesting, we're gonna go ahead and let Z talk about the.
I knew it. I knew that was
About the
coming.
fire.
I knew that was coming. All right, I'm going to keep it short and brief.
I'm going to take a nap.
Short and brief. The Chicago Fire are not undefeated anymore. They lost 1-0 to. You're such an asshole. To Orlando City. Chicago Fire was missing 4 starters, including Shaqiri, who was actually at the Bulls game the day I went with Gigantor. That's past Tuesday.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
No, we didn't because
Fucking jinx.
I didn't jinx. I didn't fucking go to every game they lost.
Hey, but you went to that one.
I went to one game this year.
You and Gigantor on the court was that was a pre.
Yes, I was on the court. Thank you, Carlos, for hooking it up.
Thank you for not hooking up when I went. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Maybe there's some personal beef there. I don't know.
I come back from my birthday trip and it's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
I don't want to be on the court. It's all right.
Hey, I didn't.
He
this
probably
was-
let him on the floor because he felt bad that he's a Chicago Fire fan.
That might be right.
This guy
See,
watches
I
soccer.
knew I fucking like this guy.
He doesn't even fucking like soccer.
No,
Nobody
He's got
likes
two.
soccer.
He's
That's
got
what
2
I'm saying.
soccer teams in his fucking city.
Yeah.
Wait,
I hate
is that
soccer.
true? Is that true?
I don't know.
Me
I don't
neither.
Give a
I
shit.
don't- yeah, no.
I don't
Yes,
care.
he's got the New York Red Bulls and New York FC.
Yeah.
Well, how about that? Hey, how about being a fucking true Chicago sports fan and knowing who's on your fucking teams?
Okay, but you just talking about 2 New York teams. I didn't even heard of any of these teams.
Oh, because I follow soccer.
That's why they let you on the court. They felt bad. They're like, Dito,
That's right.
Mira,
Dito.
Make-A-Wish Foundation. This guy is a soccer fan. Put him on the court.
Fuck it. I've been on the court that Jordan built, so I don't give a fuck. Anywho, the Chicago Fire were down 4 starters and lost 1-0 to Orlando City. Fuck y'all.
Aside from baseball, for real, why would you watch a game that they run back and forth on grass and the scores end up 1-0?
Because I'm half Mexican and half Puerto Rican.
That is true. That is true. That's why he likes soccer and baseball.
And I grew up in a Polish neighborhood, or Ukrainian and Polish neighborhood.
I don't know. Who'd you start watching soccer with?
My dad.
Did he hate you? Was he mad at you? He's like, you got an E in school? You got an E in school? Mira, watch soccer. Watch soccer right now. Sit down and watch soccer. You're going to watch your shit and you're going to enjoy it.
So, the only reason I started watching soccer, fuck you, is because they won the fucking championship in 98.
In 98. Listen, I don't care.
You've been suffering that long?
The only way you would get me to watch
Like
soccer
fans.
is if you told me Will Smith walked on the court and smacked the clutch. That'd be the only way. And even then, I wouldn't even watch the whole game. I'd just fast forward to that part and then skip it and delete it. I'd be like, get this shit off my TV. This is horrible.
Oh, my God.
Wow. All right, then. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.